What's going on, guys? In this video we are working on the YJ. We're doing something that I should have done a long time ago. We are doing a front half kit for the Jeep YJ roll cage, and this is from Trail Gear. It's the Rock Defense cage kit. Oh. So let me walk past my used car dealership over here. So the Samurai has a full cage kit. You can see the front part coming down right there. Gotta get the rest of this firewood and stuff out of the YJ. Center console, seats, stuff's all gone. Right here you can see what the issue is. The cage from the B pillar comes straight and just goes into the windshield frame. This is great, but it's only gonna last one time. You roll this thing over, it's all gonna crush. I mean, let's be honest, you roll this over, you're gonna get some damage regardless, but we want to be able to keep the cage and make sure everyone inside is safe. So for now, what we got is a cage kit that's gonna tie into the B pillar, come over here, hit the same windshield location, but it's also gonna have a bar that travels down to the floor. It's gonna have some center braces, a brace that goes across the top of the windshield, and another one right here. Honestly, this lower one is what I'm most excited about because a lot of stuff can be mounted off of that bar, like my phone mount. We can just clamp something onto the bar instead of running this one on the windshield that likes to fall off every once in a while. We got a switch panel we're gonna be hanging on there later. We're gonna be able to put some dome lights on, some chase lights. Should be pretty cool. So going into this, we've got a couple challenges. The first one is it's supposed to be 110 this weekend. It's already in the 80s right now, so hopefully I can get this done in 2 days. I just, don't want to be getting heat stroke out here trying to weld this stuff up in a leather jacket. But first thing we need to do is take this box apart and get all the parts out of there, and I'm guessing we're going to need to prep the tube. The cool thing is it's already bent and notched, but I think we need to clean it up a little bit so we can get a better weld. It was a hot summer's night. Lord, we couldn't close our eyes. Summer night. Lord, we couldn't close our eyes. So we've got a couple bars fitted up so far. We've got this big bar going across right here, and then the vertical support that goes down to the floor. Everything's just tacked for now. And this one actually is kind of sliding around because there's so much leverage on it. If I put it up where it goes right there. Pretty good fit so far. This doesn't really run like parallel to the windshield for me. It's running parallel right there. So I didn't get any directions with my kit. There was nothing in the box, just the packing slip was it. So luckily they have a full video on YouTube that you can check out if you need some more help. Honestly, I'm just not too concerned about it. I mean, we've got the tools to reshape some of this pipe. Almost all of the kit is just straight tube anyways. We could go get some more tube. I've actually got some in the garage and we can change some things around if we want. So far it's coming together pretty easy. This is the easy part though, because these stand alone. It's once you get the crossbars in that are tying everything together, that's where it's going to be either a really tight fit or too short. So for now we're just tacking everything together. All right, we've got our first crossbar in over the dash. I just put a 2x4 in the middle, pounded the bar down until it looked like it was parallel with the dash there, and it actually pushed the dash down a little bit. So I'd say I have about 1.75 inches between the dash and the bar, which for me is gonna be perfect. Like I talked about earlier, I want to mount a bunch of stuff to the roll bar, and it'll be nice to have this room underneath for that. And then also you can put your hand in it like this, So yeah, I got a little bit higher. Next, we're gonna work on this bar that goes across the top. And then lastly, we have those two supports that go from the B pillar to what's now the A pillar. This whole thing has actually been pretty easy. It's just been working out, but I think this is gonna be the difficult part because now all these bars need to fit into place. It was pretty difficult to get this one in there. Even though it's not fully welded, it's just tacked all the way around. So there's something we're gonna have to look at later. The roll bar goes down on the driver's side in the exact spot that the e-brake is in, and I can rotate the handle 90 degrees so I can still use that, but we're gonna have to bend or chop or make a new e-brake pedal, I think. All right, after measuring everything 100 times, I think we finally have it how we want it, and most of it has tacks on it. I think I'm gonna end up lowering this brace above the dash just a little bit. It looks a little bit high, maybe about a ½ inch, nothing crazy. I'm gonna start welding this thing up. I'm gonna probably weld about, well, as much as I can with it in here, and then I'm probably gonna finish it on the ground when we take it out. All right, we've got about 4 coats on the cage now. Just gotta wait for this thing to dry. Gotta figure out how to get it back in the Jeep without seriously injuring myself. This cage is way heavier than you'd think, so gotta figure out a way to get it in here. Put a fresh coat of bed liner on here. I used Herculiner truck bed coating, and not bad. This already had some coating in it when I got the Jeep, so this was kind of just like a touch-up for it. Pretty much on all of the horizontal surfaces and then the inside of the tub right there. One of my ideas is to throw the winch cable on the Samurai over some big branches on this tree and to see if I can lift it up that way, but I don't know, it's pretty heavy and there aren't a lot of big branches up there. All right, I tried it and it's working. Scraped off a little bit of paint, but it's almost in, thanks to the Samurai and this tree. And it worked. Got some new scrapes, have to do some touch-ups. Brought most of the tree down with me, but the cage is in. Just got to get it back into position, start bolting her up. And then I saved this part for last, even though you're supposed to do it earlier. Got to drill those holes floor and then sandwich the cage plates to the body like that. Well, that's pretty much it. We don't have a whole lot left to do in here. You can see I started putting everything back in. I got my footprints and dirt everywhere. The last thing we need to do is just to drill the holes and put those plates in. That's easy. That happened real quick, but yeah, the new liner in there, hopefully it'll be a little bit more durable in here. Everything matches. Got a lot more black now, plugs and all that. The next video I think is going to be more fun because it's going to have the stuff that we're going to clamp here. So we have a switch panel that I'm going to, hopefully I have enough room now. Now I feel like I don't have enough room to clamp the stuff I wanted to, but we're gonna have a switch panel from Oxbeam that's gonna go right there. It might end up going up here on the top of the roll bar depending on how tight that is, but we've got our cell phone mount. I'm gonna have some extreme dome lights that I'm gonna mount up there. Eventually I'm gonna have a bar going across the back. We'll have some chase lights back there. So I think that stuff's gonna be fun. The wiring is never fun, but the switch panel looks really cool. It's like Bluetooth, it's RGB, so you can get any color you want. The buttons are momentary, the traditional on off, or you can do like a pulse kind of thing. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Stoked to have a stronger cage and something that I can build off of, because we're got a lot more coming. Eventually we're gonna upgrade the seats. I don't know when that's gonna be. It's probably gonna be a while, but you know, then we could get a bar that wraps around right here and we can put the harnesses on for the seats. Probably put a bar that goes right here on the door, and then probably some right here. We could maybe reinforce these fenders once we get our aluminum fenders that go on the side right here. So it's cool having this cage. I think it opens up a lot more things for us to do. Would I recommend this cage? I would. I think the kit is pretty cool. I ended up taking mine out to weld it up and all that. And if you can weld around it, which I was having a hard time doing, I think that's the way to do it. Keep it in the Jeep is definitely the way to do it. You don't want to take it out. Things super heavy and awkward to get it back in. You kind of have to tilt it out with some weird angles. And even with mine out, the welds didn't come out that great. I was a little bit disappointed in myself for that, but they should hold. We'll find out. Guys, thanks for watching the video. A bunch more come from the Jeep. We're just gonna keep doing this, so hopefully this thing will be really awesome someday, and we will see you in the next one.